Back to this video.
Subtle differences are on like a millimeter type of basis. So if somebody's coughing, like this or like this, it's actually quite a different type of cough actually that they're detecting.
The police.
So you got a drone to detect how people are coughing?
Chief said,
what are you going to do? Zap them with it or come over and,
as this partnership could help
talk to them through the drone?
The town reopen, and they need every tool possible.
In a pandemic, we'll see the elevated temperatures. We'll see the increase in blood pressure. We'll see the flushed skin. So to have the technology available for future incidents, whether it be COVID related or something, we'll see the...
Hey, I got a drone. What are you? You a chief? Hey, chief, I got a drone. And I'm going to fly it on the beach. Yeah, and I'm going to fly it on the beach when your daughter's out there. And she's out there swimming with her friends. And how's that going to make you feel when I'm doing my own tests with my own drone? I want to see, I'm detecting if she's a sheep or not. Huh? How you going to like that?
Flush skin. So to have the technology available for future incidents...
I'm looking for flush skin as well.
Whether
what the fuck are you talking about?
COVID related or something else that comes our way, I think we need to prepare for that.
This is the first time Americans have been scanned for symptoms in this way, and there are skeptics.
I don't know that this technology could distinguish between somebody with COVID-19 and somebody with influenza. I'm inclined to doubt it.
Not to mention that many infected people never exhibit.
Okay, and what else are they going to be able to detect? If you have meth in your system, cocaine, alcohol? Like, for real, like, this isn't going anywhere good. It's only going to go, they're only going to make use this technology and abuse it, use it against us.
Obvious symptoms. And even if it does work, are we ready to be scanned from the air?
The involvement of the police makes me more worried about how this technology might have what we sometimes call function creep, in that it is used and designed for one purpose, but then it gets repurposed for other things.
Do you believe that we're going to have to strike some kind of necessary compromise with the desire for privacy in order to get out of this thing?
Public health has built into it the need sometimes to invade people's privacies.
The chief says it's all just research, but the police will see and save everything.
By no means will we single out an individual and say, hey, look, you look like your temperature's elevated.
Will you be...
Somebody needs to make a drone stopper, whatever it is, whatever the best weapon is, something that shoots a pulse at it, like an EMP, it shuts the thing down and makes it fall out of the sky. Because if you just start shooting bullets at it, the cops are going to come and arrest you.
Hanging on to data that Dragonfly is collecting, or does that somehow go around you?
Any
I wonder what Dragonfly equals.
missions, so to speak, that we fly with our drones, we keep those records.
The ACLU of Connecticut responded this week saying that any new surveillance measure that isn't being advocated for by public health professionals and restricted solely for public health use should be promptly rejected. Is this the kind of thing we'll have to use in order to gather in public again?
No, this is the kind of thing that we're going to have to get used to.
We really want to be entering into convention centers if they don't have a health monitoring system that can...
Oh, yeah, it's already a police state there. Let's have drones flying around so they can't capture a guy doing the biggest, mass shooting in American history.
Give us an indication or...
Get no more pictures of Stephen Paddock. We got 4 pictures of a guy who shot up Vegas at a concert where there's literally more cameras there than anywhere else in the world.
Or a reading of what is the potential risk.
Same distance of 6 feet from others.
There's the side of
Oh, yeah, how do you like that?
saying, this is very science fiction.
I feel like I've seen this movie.
I feel the same way, but at the same time, it's reality. It's our new reality.
Oh, fuck you.
The department has more than 200 cameras that incorporate facial recognition, you guys. And the chief says that it seems like a pretty easy matter to put this technology into those cameras. This is the thing. With all of the surveillance that we've built into our landscape, it could be a pretty easy thing to amplify the lack of testing we have in this country using this kind of technology. But the question is, at what point are you willing to be scanned just by walking out in public?
200 cameras for a relatively small town as well. And
right? You ain't scanning me.
Fascinating, yes, but also, just flat out wild, Jake, when you think about the technology seems kind of impossible. How exactly can those symptoms be detected from just video?
It has everything to do with artificial intelligence, Craig. This
told you, the fucking devil, artificial intelligence.
comes out of a program at the University of South Australia that was originally created to draw a distinction in footage between the survivors and casualties of big events like earthquakes or other natural
I'm not living in a town that has this.
disasters. Basically, the camera at that point could have detected the tiny movements of the chest in a human to say, okay, this person is respirating, is still alive. In this case, they basically used artificial intelligence to compare not just whether or not you're breathing to all these other forms of data. They also can look at your skin tone to determine whether you're a little bit flushed, which probably suggests you may have a fever. So it really...
What if I was just running? You know, when I had gym class back in the day, my face would get red after it from running.
It does seem possible that the technology could do that. It's not clear that it can tell that you specifically have COVID as opposed to some other symptom. And again, are we really ready for a system like this to tag you as possibly sick?
Yeah.
And, you know, go on as a society to figure out what to do with that information, Craig?
Especially a system that sees and saves everything. All right, Jake Ward. Thank you. Thanks, bud.
All right.
What?
Figure out
What was that? Would you just mumble under your breath?
To do with that information, Craig?
Especially a system that sees and saves everything. All right, Jake Ward. Thank you.
All right, fuck this new WO. I'm quitting. I'm getting my black ass out this bitch too.
On as a society to figure out what to do with that information, Craig?
Especially a system that sees and saves everything. All right, Jake Ward. Thank you. Thanks, bud.
All right. It's
All right, this place sucks. I'm out.
that time of day.
That's it. And he's like, shit.
7:45.
I'll just sit here and smile.
Let's bring in Mr. Roker. Check
Hey!
out the weather. Hey, Al.
All right, I gotta make it quick because I gotta go to work. I only watched about a minute of this, and I instantly hit rewind and hit pause. Check this shit out.
Yes, in the last week, one Connecticut town has become a testing lab of sorts for a new kind of drone-based surveillance program. Now, the company behind it says it can pick out symptoms from the air, which could be helpful in this pandemic, but it's also raising questions about...
Oh, you know, just a drone up there watching your kids play soccer. What's there to worry about? Hey, where's Tommy? I haven't seen him in a couple of days.
A world in which we could be monitored without knowing it.
Oh, hey.
Which could be helpful in this pandemic, but it's also raising questions about a world in which we could be monitored.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, this guy's coughing into his shirt. Better run in there and arrest him.
Without knowing it. NBC's technology correspondent Jake Ward is following this one for us. Jake, good morning. This is fascinating.
Good morning. You know, it really is. You know, if you lived in this small town and you were walking around this week, you probably wouldn't have noticed, but you would have possibly been picked up by this police drone and shown whether or not you had these symptoms. It could see that. It could be a way to reopen society, but, you know, it might also be the end of privacy as we know it. In the small town of Westport, Connecticut, a drone is scanning for COVID-19 symptoms. And the reaction here is, well, mixed. Police have been flying drones here since 2016 for everything from traffic management to search and rescue. And they can use them to spot and warn people who are gathered too closely. But
now you watch this stuff and you think it's only going to get better? Like, come on.
Now, Dragonfly, the company that makes...
They're only taking more and more of our privacy away.
The drones claims they can also detect whether you're running a fever, sneezing, or coughing heavily. All through a single camera flying 40 feet over.
If you're watching this video on Twitter, it's going to cut off, so you can watch the rest of it on my YouTube. I'll put a link down below.